Your soulmate is hurt after learning this truth about you. Jesus says there is a heart breaking somewhere in the silence of this very night. A heart you have never held but have always known. A soul that is right now trembling under the weight of a revelation about you. This revelation did not come from malice but from a place of sacred truth. Something about you has been uncovered in the spirit realm. And your soulmate is now wrestling with a pain they did not expect. They just learned how deeply you have loved them in lifetimes past. They just saw the moments you cried alone, calling their name without knowing it. And now they are overwhelmed by a sorrow that has no human cure. They are not angry with you, they are heartbroken for you. They are feeling the separation you endured without understanding why. And this knowledge has created a wound inside them that only reunion can heal. Jesus says the truth your soulmate learned was hidden in the fabric of your destiny. It was a truth about the battles you fought for this connection. A truth about the tears you shed without any memory of why you were crying. Your soulmate now carries a pain that belongs to both of you. They are not distant because they stopped caring. They are distant because the intensity of this love terrifies the world around them. This revelation did not set them free, it imprisoned them in emotion. They are now caught between running toward you and protecting themselves. And every moment of hesitation is being exploited by forces you cannot see. There is a presence that hates what you are about to become together. This presence saw the truth enter your soulmate's consciousness. And it immediately began constructing walls around their heart. Jesus says the interference did not start today, it started the moment you were destined. The enemy of your union recognized the power in your combined spirits. And a plan was orchestrated to keep you wandering in separate deserts. Your soulmate is currently in a state of emotional paralysis. They feel the magnetic pull toward you, but every step is met with confusion. Something whispers to them that this love is too good to be real. That whisper is not their intuition, it is a planted deception. It sounds like reason but it smells like fear. And it is designed to delay the reunion that heaven has already approved. Your soulmate dreams of you almost every night now. In those dreams you appear as a figure of light and warmth. But when they wake, a heavy fog descends upon their memory of you. That fog is not accidental, it is manufactured by spiritual interference. Something is actively erasing the comfort you bring them in the dream realm. And this cycle is exhausting your soulmate to the point of surrender. Jesus says this is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. They are not protected by distance, they are endangered by it. Every hour of separation makes the fog thicker and the enemy bolder. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them. How to finally build your life together under the blessing of heaven. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now and send 4, 6, or 10+ coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is not ignoring you, they are being silenced. They are surrounded by voices that mock the idea of destined love. They are being told that the connection they feel is a fantasy of their own loneliness. One voice in particular has taken residence in their inner circle. This voice pretends to care but feeds on the destruction of your bond. It speaks words that sound like protection but are actually prison bars. Your soulmate senses something is wrong with this influence. They feel a chill when this person dismisses your existence. But they are too emotionally drained to fight against it right now. This interfering force knows your name without ever meeting you. It has studied the light in your soulmate's eyes when they speak of love. And it has made a mission of extinguishing that light before it reaches you. Jesus says the interference is not random, it is targeted and jealous. It fears the day your eyes finally meet in this lifetime. Because that moment will shatter every lie that has been whispered in the dark. Your soulmate is battling a depression that has no medical name. It is a spiritual heaviness that blankets their desire to reach for you. They feel you thinking about them but cannot translate it into hope. When you feel a sudden sadness without cause, it is them. When your heart aches at midnight, it is their soul crying out for yours. You are already emotionally entangled in ways the physical world denies. This entanglement is what the enemy wants to sever. It knows that if you remain connected in spirit, reunion is inevitable. So it is exhausting your soulmate until they feel nothing at all. The numbness your soulmate is experiencing is not a loss of love. It is a survival mechanism against the pain of separation. They are shutting down because feeling too much for you is breaking them. Jesus says you must understand that your soulmate is fragile right now. They are like a candle burning in a storm, and the wind is not letting up. Your spiritual intervention is the only shelter that wind cannot penetrate. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. Your faith is not passive, it is a weapon forged in the fire of divine love. And right now, that weapon must be wielded with urgency. This is your moment to become the guardian of a heart you have not yet held. Your prayers are the walls that keep the enemy's breath away from their soul. Your sacrificial seed is the flame that reignites their courage to find you. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them. How to finally build your life together under the covering of divine grace. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now and send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is holding on to a token of you without knowing it. It might be a number, a scent, or a melody that haunts them. They trace it back to you in the silence of their loneliest hours. This token is a divine bookmark in their spirit. It was placed there before either of you were born into this world. And the enemy has been trying to steal it from their memory since childhood. Every time your soulmate gets close to decoding the token, chaos erupts. Arguments arise, accidents happen, confusion floods their mind. It is as if the universe conspires to keep them blind to your trail. But the token remains, buried like a diamond under mud. And recently, due to the truth they learned about you, it is surfacing again. The pain they feel is the diamond cutting through the lies. Jesus says your soulmate is on the verge of a breakthrough. They are so close to seeing your face in the spirit clearly. But this closeness has triggered a final assault from the kingdom of darkness. The enemy has released a spirit of distraction into your soulmate's daily life. Their attention is being pulled in 100 meaningless directions. Every time they settle to think of love, a notification screams for their focus. This is not coincidence, this is a calculated campaign of soul fragmentation. A fragmented soul cannot find its counterpart. So the enemy scatters your soulmate's thoughts like leaves in a hurricane. Your soulmate is exhausted by their own mind. They want to think of you for more than a fleeting moment. But the mental static is so loud it drowns out the song of your soul. Jesus says you have the authority to silence that static. Your voice in prayer is the command that rebukes the storm around their mind. When you take action in faith, heaven releases a frequency of peace. That peace travels faster than light into the room where your soulmate sits. It wraps around their temples like a cooling balm. And for the first time in months, their thoughts become clear about you. In that clarity, they feel your love like a physical embrace. They do not understand how, but their heart rate slows. A warmth spreads through their chest and they whisper your name without knowing it. This is not imagination, this is spiritual telepathy born of covenant. The covenant you will soon walk in together is already written in heaven. But it must be activated on earth through your deliberate acts of love. Jesus says your soulmate is thinking of you right now, in this exact moment. Their soul just sent a signal across the distance and it reached you. The sudden thought you had of them while listening was not random. It was a broadcast from a heart under siege. A flare shot into the spiritual sky hoping you would see it. And you have seen it, which is why you are here. Do not let that flare fade unanswered. Your response in the spirit realm is action in the physical realm. Your seed sown in faith is the message that tells them help is coming. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The window of divine opportunity is not indefinite. Delays create canyons that become harder to cross with each passing day. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them. How to finally build your life together under the blessing of heaven. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now and send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the person blocking your soulmate is someone who despises your very existence. This person has never met you, yet their hatred for you is intimate and ancient. They recognized your soulmate's light and decided to possess it through control. This individual presents themselves as a friend, a guide, or even family. But their soul is rotten with envy for the love they can never have. They see the way your soulmate's eyes flicker with hope when love is mentioned. And that flicker infuriates the darkness within them. So they pour cold water on every spark that rises in your soulmate's heart. They use words like realistic and careful to mask their spiritual sabotage. Jesus says your soulmate is becoming aware of this toxic presence now. The truth they learned about you opened their eyes to the lies they have been fed. They are starting to see the chains on their wrists disguised as bracelets. But awareness is only the first step toward liberation. Your soulmate needs strength to break those chains, and their strength is depleted. You must become their strength until they can stand on their own. Your spiritual actions on their behalf are the reinforcements they need. Every prayer you pray is a link broken in the chain. Every seed you sow is a brick removed from the prison wall. This is not symbolism, this is the mechanics of the spiritual realm. Love in action releases power that rearranges circumstances. Your love, expressed through sacrifice, is the most powerful force in the universe. Jesus says your soulmate had a dream last night that terrified them. They dreamt they were calling your name in a crowd and you were fading away. They woke up with tears on their face and an ache in their bones. This dream was not a prophecy of what must happen. It was a warning of what the enemy intends to achieve. The fading in the dream represents the erosion of the connection through neglect. If you do not act, the clarity your soulmate has gained will begin to dim. The truth they learned will be twisted into something painful and confusing. And the window that heaven has opened will slowly close under the weight of interference. Your soulmate cannot fight this battle alone. They are spiritually outnumbered and emotionally exhausted. You are the cavalry they have been praying for without even knowing it. Jesus says the reason you are hearing this message is not a coincidence. This message is a divine appointment scheduled before the foundations of the earth. Your spirit agreed to this moment of intervention long ago. You made a covenant in the heavens to find and protect each other. That covenant is binding and it demands your participation now. Heaven has done its part by revealing the truth, earth must now do its part through action. Do not let the simplicity of the instruction fool you. The act of sowing a seed in faith is the most profound act of love you can offer right now. It is a tangible declaration that you believe in a future together. The coffee you send is not a drink, it is a missile of light into the enemy's camp. It is a seed planted in the soil of sacrifice that will bloom into a harvest of reunion. Your Ko-fi seed is the physical proof of a spiritual commitment. Jesus says the angels are waiting for your signal to move. They have their assignments ready, their swords are drawn. But they are bound by the laws of the kingdom to wait for your act of free will. Your free will offering is the key that unlocks heaven's intervention. Without it, the angels watch in sorrow as the enemy advances. With it, the armies of heaven descend with fury to reclaim your soulmate's heart. This is the moment where your love story shifts from tragedy to triumph. But the shift requires a decision that cannot be postponed. Every tick of the clock is a step toward a destiny you either claim or lose. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them. How to finally build your life together under the covering of divine grace. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now and send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is fighting a battle you were never meant to see. They have hidden their struggle to protect you from a burden they thought was theirs alone. But this burden is a shared cross that requires both of you to carry it. The truth they learned about you revealed the depth of your unseen suffering. And that revelation broke a dam inside their soul. All the suppressed longing, all the denied hope, came flooding out in a torrent of emotion. They are currently crying in a place where no one can see them. They are mourning the time lost, the moments stolen by the enemy's schemes. And they are terrified that they have missed their chance with you forever. Jesus says you must send a message through the Spirit that hope has not died. That message cannot be sent through thought alone, it must be sent through faith in action. Your seed on Ko-fi is that message, loud and clear, cutting through the darkness. It screams into the void that you are still fighting, still believing, still loving. It tells the enemy that its plan has failed and its time is up. And it tells your soulmate that rescue is not just coming, it is already here. Your soulmate's tears right now are watering the seed you are about to sow. Their pain is creating the fertile ground for a miracle. Do not let their tears be wasted in an unwatered desert of inaction. The coffee you send is the water of life for a heart that is parched with longing. It is the spark that reignites the fire of hope in their weary spirit. It is the bridge across the chasm that hell has dug between you. Jesus says this is the most critical moment of your entire journey. The battle in the heavens is at its peak, and your voice is the deciding factor. Your prayers and your seed together form a weapon that cannot be defeated. The enemy has thrown everything it has at your soulmate. Isolation, doubt, fear, confusion, and the poison of false comfort. But the one thing it cannot withstand is a love that sacrifices without seeing. Your sacrifice in this moment is the most powerful proof of your love. It is proof that your soulmate is not crazy for believing in this connection. It is proof that the truth they learned about you is a truth of honor, not shame. Jesus says heaven is leaning forward in anticipation right now. The scrolls of destiny are unrolling, and your names are written together in golden ink. The angels are poised to rewrite the narrative of your love story based on your decision. Will you remain a reader of a tragic tale, or will you become the author of a divine romance? The pen is in your hand, the ink of faith flows through your fingers. Write the next chapter with an act that echoes through eternity. Do not let fear masquerade as wisdom in this sacred moment. Fear will tell you to wait, to think, to doubt, to delay. But love commands you to move, to trust, to leap, to act. Your soulmate is on the other side of that leap. Their arms are outstretched in the spirit, reaching for the rope you are about to throw. Be the hero that your love story demands you to be. The coffee you send is the rope, the lifeline, the proof of your existence. It is the evidence that the connection they feel is mutual and real. It is the antidote to the poison of doubt that has been poured into their ears. Jesus says the next few moments are a sacred threshold. What you do now will be recorded in the annals of your spiritual history. Make it a moment of valor that your children's children will speak of with reverence. Your soulmate is waiting, not in a distant land, but in the frequency of your next right action. They are so close you can almost hear their heartbeat if you listen with your spirit. That heartbeat is saying one word over and over, your name, your name, your name. Respond to that heartbeat with a love that is louder than fear. Respond with a faith that is bolder than doubt. Respond by sowing your seed and speaking your decree into the Ko-Fi page. The link is waiting in the description, a portal to your breakthrough. Do not scroll past it as if it were an advertisement. See it for what it is, a divine appointment with your destiny. Your soulmate's freedom is attached to your obedience in this moment. Their clarity is attached to your courage. Their healing is attached to your sacrifice. Jesus says the chain that binds your soulmate's mind can be broken right now. The person controlling them through manipulation and fear can be silenced. The fog that erases their dreams of you can be lifted with one command. That command is your prayer backed by your seed. It is the key of David that opens doors no man can shut. Use that key now, turn it with faith, and watch the doors of reunion swing wide. The enemy will try to distract you even as these words enter your ears. A thought of unworthiness, a memory of past failure, a whisper of skepticism. Recognize these as the last desperate tactics of a defeated foe. You are worthy of this love, you were created for it. Your past failures have been washed clean by grace. Your skepticism is a shield the enemy uses to keep you from your blessing. Drop the shield and pick up the sword of action. Become the warrior of love that your soulmate sees in their dreams. They see you as a champion, cloaked in light, fearless and faithful. Do not disappoint the vision they carry of you in their wounded heart. Become the fulfillment of that prophecy by acting in alignment with heaven. Let your Ko-Fi seed be the first step into the shoes of the hero they are waiting for. Jesus says the atmosphere around you is changing as you contemplate this decision. The air is thickening with the presence of angels ready to assist. They are looking at your hands, waiting for them to move toward your device. That slight movement of your fingers is the signal for a heavenly invasion. It is the green light that launches a rescue mission of epic proportions. Do not underestimate the power of your simple, obedient action. Kingdoms have been shifted by a single act of faith. Giants have fallen by a single stone thrown in belief. Your coffee is that stone, that act, that faith made visible. Throw it now, not later, not after more consideration. The window of grace is open, but it is not a permanent fixture. Delayed obedience is the cousin of disobedience, and both yield the same bitter fruit. Your soulmate cannot afford another night of sorrow because of hesitation. They have endured enough pain, enough confusion, enough loneliness. Be the answer to the prayer they cannot even formulate through their tears. This is the moment where love transcends poetry and becomes power. Poetry speaks of love, power demonstrates it. Demonstrate your love now with a seed that screams into the darkness. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them. How to finally build your life together under the blessing of heaven. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now and send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate just felt a sudden warmth in their chest. It happened a few seconds ago, and they do not know why. They looked up from their sorrow, sensing something has shifted in the universe. That shift is you, taking action, stepping into your role as their spiritual guardian. Your decision to sow a seed has already begun to alter the quantum fabric of your connection. Though your physical bodies are apart, your spiritual atoms are colliding in a dance of reunion. Your soulmate's tears are beginning to dry as a strange peace settles over them. They cannot explain it, but the heavy blanket of despair is lifting. In its place, a thin thread of hope is being woven into a rope of rescue. That rope is being woven by the angels who have just received their marching orders. Your coffee was the trumpet that sounded the charge. The heavenly cavalry is riding down the corridors of time to intersect with your soulmate's reality. Jesus says the person who has been controlling and manipulating your soulmate is about to be exposed. The lies they have been telling are about to become transparent as glass. Your soulmate will see the truth behind the mask they have been wearing. This exposure will be uncomfortable and painful for your soulmate to witness. They will feel betrayed by someone they trusted with their vulnerabilities. But that betrayal will be the catalyst that propels them directly into your waiting heart. Do not fear the temporary chaos that precedes the breakthrough. The storm that is about to hit your soulmate situation is the storm of deliverance. It will tear down the false structures and clear the path for your holy union. Jesus says your soulmate will need your strength in the coming days. They will be processing the trauma of deception and the shock of liberation. Your continued prayers and faith will be the anchor that keeps them from drifting. But for now, the most critical step has been taken. You have loved enough to act, and that action has changed everything. The scroll of your story has been updated in the archives of heaven. A new chapter has begun, a chapter titled, The Reunion. The ink is still wet, and the angels are reading it with joy. The previous chapter of pain is being sealed and archived as a testimony, not a tragedy. Your soulmate is beginning to feel the first rays of a dawn they thought would never come. They are sensing that the long night of separation is finally ending. And they are realizing, deep in their spirit, that you are the sunrise they have been waiting for. Jesus says the bond between you is now visible in the spirit realm. It appears as a golden cord, glowing brighter with each act of love and faith. That cord is drawing you together, centimeter by centimeter, heartbeat by heartbeat. Resist the urge to doubt the reality of this message. Doubt is the venom of the serpent, sent to neutralize the antidote you have just ingested. Stand firm on the truth that your soulmate is real, chosen, and on their way to you. The coffee you sent was not a transaction, it was a translation of your love into a language the universe understands. It was a declaration that you are serious, ready, and willing to fight for this love. And heaven always responds to a lover who fights with faith. Jesus says your soulmate is beginning to remember their dreams more clearly now. The fog that was erasing their visions of you is dissipating in the heat of your activated faith. Tonight, they will dream of you with a vividness that will leave an imprint on their waking mind. In that dream, you will speak words to them that you have not yet formed in your conscious thoughts. Your spirits will commune in a sacred space untouched by time or interference. And they will wake up with a new resolve to find you, whatever the cost. You have ignited that resolve by your sacrifice today. You have breathed life into a heart that was suffocating under the weight of hopelessness. You have become the oxygen of a soul that was gasping for divine connection. This is the power of a love that is not content to merely feel but must also act. This is the power of a partner who is not willing to let destiny slip through idle fingers. This is the power that has rewritten the history of star-crossed lovers throughout eternity. Jesus says you are now entering the final phase of your waiting season. The signs will become more frequent, the synchronicities more unmistakable. Numbers, songs, names, and circumstances will begin to align with your prayers. Pay attention to the number patterns that appear in the coming hours. They are confirmations from heaven that your message has been received. Type the numbers you see in the comments, they are breadcrumbs on the path to your beloved. Do not become obsessed with the signs, but allow them to fuel your faith. The destination is the reunion, not the signs along the road. Keep your eyes on the horizon where the silhouette of your soulmate will soon appear. Jesus says your soulmate is grateful for you without fully understanding why. They feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude toward an unknown benefactor. That benefactor is you, the one who heard the message and took action. You are the silent hero in their narrative, the unseen hand turning the page. One day, in the not-too-distant future, they will know your face and your name. And on that day, the gratitude they feel now will multiply into a love that knows no bounds. You will sit together, perhaps under a canopy of stars or in the quiet of a shared room. And you will recount the tale of this night, the night you sowed a seed that saved their soul. Tears will fall, not of sorrow, but of the overwhelming beauty of a love that fought and won. That future moment is not a fantasy, it is a fixed point in the timeline of your destiny. It is as certain as the sunrise and as solid as the throne of heaven. But its arrival is contingent upon the steps you take in the present, including this one. You have taken the step, the seed has been sown, the decree has been spoken. Now walk in the confidence of a lover who has done what heaven required. Walk in the peace of knowing your soulmate is protected, guided, and being drawn to you. Jesus says the angels are now singing over your union. Their song is a melody of triumph, a chorus of celebration. They see the end from the beginning, and they are rejoicing in the beautiful conclusion. Join the celebration in your spirit, even as you wait for the physical manifestation. Dance in your room, smile at the thought of them, talk to them in your heart. They will feel it, they will know it, and they will respond. Your soulmate is no longer hurt by the truth they learned about you. That hurt is being transformed into a profound admiration. The truth is now a foundation of respect, not a source of pain. Jesus says you are now spiritually married to your soulmate's destiny. What affects them affects you, what blesses them blesses you. You have entered a covenant of intercession that will last for all your days. Guard that covenant with your continued faith and action. Do not let the enemy steal the harvest that your seed has secured. When thoughts of doubt arise, remind them of the action you took today. That action is a monument in the spirit realm, a standing stone of remembrance. It says, I believed before I saw, I loved before I held, I fought before I conquered. That monument will stand as a testimony when the enemy tries to bring a flood of fear. You are a conqueror in love, a champion in faith, a warrior of the heart. Your soulmate is blessed to have you, and they will soon know it in full. The truth they learned about you is now the truth that sets them free into your arms. So rest tonight in the satisfaction of obedience completed. Rest in the joy of a love that is actively moving mountains in the unseen realm. And wake tomorrow with the expectation that your reunion is not a question of if, but when. Jesus says the final word over this chapter of your life is victory. The battle has been intense, the cost has been real, but the outcome is assured. Your soulmate is healed, the truth is a balm, and love is on its way.